It is Monday, September 27th, 2010. I just had a crying moment. A good cry, though. I never really told the story about how I got from being shut in my room for 4 years, not leaving, to the point I am now, out of my room. 2 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and her walking had become difficult. Prior to that, I still hadn't left my room. I was dealing with the anxiety and the depression and my weight issues and feeling bad about myself. And as time went on over the 2 years after she was diagnosed, her walking was extremely difficult, and she had a very hard time. She first used a cane, and then it quickly escalated from a cane into a walker, and medication just wasn't helping her. And we learned later that it just wasn't the Parkinson's was the reason for her not being able to walk. It was the cancer that had spread into her bones that was causing the difficulty in the walking. But my mom wanted so bad to take care of me that she would literally, it would tire her out so bad, but she would bring my food to my room to make sure that I would eat. As much as I love my mom, and I don't blame her at all for, I'm going to say this, but I don't blame her at all for me being overweight. I'm the one who put the food in my mouth. But she was very much my enabler. Whatever I wanted, she would get me. But like I said, I do not blame her at all for my obesity. I don't at all. I'm the one who made the conscious decision to eat the way I was eating and to put the food into my mouth. Nobody made me. She just wanted me to be happy, and she knew that the way I was unhappy, and she did what she thought was best, and she got me what I wanted to make me feel better. But anyhow, as the months went on, her walking became more and more difficult, and it was to a point where she would pack up, like, and this is very embarrassing, but we would have one hot meal a day, and then the rest of the time we would have like snack food or sandwiches, because she just couldn't climb the stairs 2 or 3 times a day to bring me food. So that's where a lot of my weight came in, because we would be eating pizza, or she couldn't stand to make regular meals, so we would have fast food, whatever we could order in. So I knew that it was getting to a point where things were going to have to change, because she just couldn't walk the steps anymore. So we had beds set up downstairs because I wanted to be with her. I didn't want her to be downstairs by herself and me upstairs by myself. And I knew that I was going to have to leave my room eventually. But I kept putting it off and putting it off, and she kept saying that it was okay, she could still climb the stairs. So the day before she went to the hospital, July 17th, we made the decision to come downstairs, to move downstairs, our beds downstairs. Her walking was so bad at that point that to get down the stairs, she had to sit down the stairs and scoot down them. So it took everything inside of me. I knew that I was so afraid of her falling down the stairs that is what gave me the courage to finally leave my room, because I didn't want her to fall down the stairs and maybe kill herself. So we came downstairs. We were down here for 1 day. She wanted me down here so bad and out of my room, and I really truly believe she held on and held on until she just couldn't hold on anymore, because she wanted me out of that room. She knew that there was no future for me staying in that room. So she held on as long as she could. We were down here for 24 hours before she fell. and she went to the hospital and she never came home. But I believe she held on until I was out of the room, so she knew that as long as I was down here, I was going to start living the life that I needed to get better. Because we would talk about things and I would cry and say, I just want to be different and I want things to be different and I want to get better. And she would always say to me, I would give my life for you, to change things for you. I would give my right arm, and that's going to be very important, so remember that part. I would give my right arm to make things better for you. So we were down here for 24 hours before she fell and went to the hospital, and then we found out she had cancer. She was diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma, and it had metastasized, or I don't know how to say that word, but it spread from her kidney to her adrenal gland, her liver, her lungs, the main artery of her heart, her bones. She had a tumor on her right arm, and then ultimately it had spread to her brain. But what I keep thinking about now is the reason she went to the hospital to begin with, when she left here, was her right arm was almost paralyzed because it hurt so bad she couldn't move it. And when they took x-rays, they found that the bone was so badly broken because of the tumor on her arm. The tumor caused the arm to break, the bone to break. And I just keep thinking how she kept saying, I would give my right arm to make things better for you. And here the cancer was in her right arm. I mean, I know it was other places, but it was her right arm. And I just keep thinking how much meaning that has behind it. About how she held on here and how she basically gave her life so I could change mine. Because I was so content in having her do things for me and hiding from the panic and the fear and not dealing with them, that I probably wouldn't have changed. Sadly, it took this happening for me to wake up and see that I needed to change and I needed to do things on my own for myself. And I believe that it is because of her and because of her courage and her strength that she is still giving me, that I'm able to deal with this the way as well as I have been. It's not been easy, but I keep remembering that because of her, I'm where I'm at today. I'm doing better because of her. She gave her life for me, and that is something that I don't take lightly, and I can't let her down. I won't let her down. She gave that gift to me, and I'm going to make her proud. Okay, I think I've gained my composure again. So that was how I went from being in my room for 4 years to where I am now. I've lost 60 pounds, becoming active again, and getting better. I have no one to thank but my mom. God, of course. God, naturally. But it's because of my mom that I'm getting better. Yes, I want to do this for me, but it was my mom who wanted so bad for me to be better. And I've always heard that a mother's love is just the ultimate love, and it can do things that is beyond explanation, and this just really proves it. Her love for me is the greatest gift I've ever gotten or will ever get. And I plan on taking this, living up to what she has given me, and I'm going to do great things. I don't know what God has in store for me, and I will walk in His will and do wherever He leads me, I will go. But there is no more turning back, and there's no going back to where I was, because I've come this far, and my mom gave her life for me, and her gift, the gift she gave me. And I will make her proud. So, enough crying for right now. So yes, that's the story of how I got from where I was to where I am right now. I love you, Mama.